it feels good to feel brave. It feels amazing when we feel that confidence surging within ourselves, feeling elated and enlightened and ready to take on the world. But it's not always the case. I mean, sometimes we get stuck in fear. We get stuck in that feeling that we're not sure, or we have doubts, or we don't even know if it's possible or that we can do it. You know, our self-doubts can sometimes infiltrate our actions. And so we never take the brave step. We never reach outside of our comfort zone. We never do anything differently because we're so concerned about staying in step with what we've done, with what we believe about ourselves. So today we're here to shift that a little bit. We're here to tap into our inner bravery, into that voice within us that tells us, I can, I know what's next, I trust myself, I love myself. And sometimes it's hard to love yourself. Sometimes it's hard to trust when everything else feels so hard and different, and you have this voice telling you to do something unusual. And right outside of that, you know, one of the lyrics in that song was something about the walking on the edge with the dreamers. And that was so beautiful. And I heard it twice now today so I could remember that lyric. And it was like, oh, yes, that's where I want to live, with the dreamers and the creators and the beings who aren't afraid to embrace life and listen and learn and love. So let's go to our first slide. Nothing. Oh, okay. So the thing is that in order to be brave, in order to face things in our lives and take action and feel secure and confident, we have to have positive self-talk. Our talk inside our head is happening, for me, 24/7. Like blah, 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 blah. Yeah, her too. Our brains should hang out together. We might find something in common. So interestingly enough, though, is that most of the thoughts I have, if somebody paid me a penny, I still wouldn't want to share them. Because my thoughts aren't always as spiritual and happy and wonderful as I like to have everyone perceive me as. So you know, what are the thoughts we're thinking? Where are they coming from? Why the incessant loop? Why that chatter? And really the thing is you can never step away from the chatter, because even people who meditate, who have reached that state of a quieter mind, it doesn't mean that the mind stops. That's called death. It means that they have honed their mind to create peace within. And that is the thing. I hear people say, well, I can't meditate because I can't quiet my mind. Welcome to human life. And there's a reason for that, actually. Our mind is designed to think for us. It's designed to keep us safe and healthy and thriving. Next slide, please. There's a slight delay today. Okay, our words are, and I have no idea what's on this slide. No, I made it, so I do know. Our words are our reality. So how we were raised and the words we heard constantly in our environment by our families, they created our personality. And as Joe Dispenza calls it, our personality is really our personal reality. So your personal reality was created by the words you heard and by the words you told yourself. But the thing is, are those words what you want to be hearing? Are they the words that really enlighten you and make you feel like you can take on the world and you can make an impact and you can live your life and you can be who you are? Or are there parts of us that feel like we need to shy away or hide certain things because we're ashamed or we feel inadequate in some way? Next slide, please. So also, I want to talk about the purity of babies. When we are born, we're perfect. We come out, we're chubby. Some of us have rosacea. Some of us have hair all the way down our spine. I have hair everywhere, so that was me. I was a perfect baby. And nobody comes out like thinking, oh, I have rosacea. I shouldn't make anybody draw attention to me. Babies want attention. They know they're good. If you leave a baby in a room by themselves for an hour, they will let you know it. Because every baby knows that they are worth being cared for. They are worth being paid attention to. They're not afraid that their legs are too fat. Every baby's legs are fat. They're not afraid of what they look like or what people think of them. They don't even care that they've been screaming for an hour and somebody wants to kill them. They still don't stop. Now, if someone even looks at us funny, we change what we're doing because we want to make sure they're happy. We didn't do that as a baby. We knew who we were. We came here in God's essence. We came here in truth. The truth that we were enough, that we were beautiful, that we were perfect, and we had gifts within us that we didn't even know had words associated with them yet. But we knew it. And when things didn't go our way, we let everybody know, and we were unabashedly ourselves. Just us. Not what our family told us we were, not what our peers said we should be or society said we ought to be, just us, in our purest state. And everybody loves babies. Babies don't judge you. If I was judged by a baby, I would feel really bad about myself then, right? Then everybody is judging me at that point. No, babies don't. They don't judge others. They don't judge anything. They listen to their needs. They eat when they're hungry. They're so in tune with themselves. It's really beautiful. And babies have not yet learned words. And some babies, when they're so young, they don't even see yet. Pictures don't mean anything to a baby. Everything in our reality is all designed around the pictures we associate and the words that we tell ourselves and say. And so, interestingly enough, here's a butterfly and here's a moth. And what's the difference?
There's no difference.
There's no difference. But if a butterfly landed on me, I'd be like, oh, Grandma Donovan, hello. And if a moth landed on me, I'd be like, oh my gosh. Because my picture of a butterfly 3 years ago, I associated with my grandmother. And my picture of a moth is scary. It's just the images I've made of what it means. There really isn't a difference. I mean, they both flutter around. They both have weird little wormy bodies. And one of them's maybe slightly more colorful than the other. But one represents in our mind freedom and joy. And even, remember Reverend Joanne's whole butterfly thing? Like enlightenment, development. And the other one is like, don't turn on the light when it's dark out because this will like come in and freak out, right? So when I was camping in Girl Scouts once, there was a moth like this big. And we all were like, whoa. And it was really scary. But honestly, it was cool. It's the words we tell ourselves and the pictures we associate. And the thing is we chose that. And the words that people told you, you chose to associate the meanings to those words. That was your choice. I'm putting that out there. I'm sorry I'm ruining your Sunday. That was my job today. Okay, next slide, please. So we have a unity teaching, and it is the words you use are the very cause of the maintaining of your state of consciousness. Today's words become tomorrow's reality. What we say to ourselves today create our future because we are constantly creating our life. We are living our life through the experiences, through the words we're telling ourselves in every single moment. Next slide. So 90% of the thoughts we have today are the same as yesterday's. That sucks. Because yesterday, I thought about how cold it was and how it was snowing and there'd be snow on the roads. And today I woke up and I thought about how cold it was and it was snowing, there was going to be snow on the roads, and nobody would come to see me, right? That's what the brain does. Only a few people came. No, just kidding. You guys are here, so I'm glad. Right? But our brains start to do that loop of what we think. So Next slide, please. So as we're creating our reality, we have to do a shift in there, or our habituated thoughts take over. It's autopilot. It's autopilot of the brain. And we have to watch that, because if we're not consciously choosing, it's choosing us. Our futures are choosing us. And we're conscious creators here. We're not unconscious bystanders who are victims, who are not in control of our destiny of greatness. Okay, so last week, Reverend Joanne talked about loving your neighbor as yourself. And I thought, ooh, if I loved my neighbor as myself, they would hate me. Because the way I sometimes treat myself is not loving. What are the words I tell myself? Well, for years it was like, oh, look at the size of these pores. Mom, thank you. Or it's like, oh, an eyebrow. Ooh, another eyebrow. Just all it's these judgments in the mirror. I grow eyebrows everywhere. It's a mess. So I never lost that baby spine hair. It's just I don't know what happened. So when I think about all the judgments just from looking in the mirror that I get every day, first thing in the morning, my first surge, it's like coffee. But it doesn't wake me up. It hurts me. It hurts, right? I'm not enough. I'm not smart. People don't want to be with me. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not the right body. I'm not the right person. I'm not living my dreams. Right? And then we start looking outside for anything to fill that sadness, that emptiness. And we look and we search and we search and we search. And we look for the next guru to teach us how to feel it. And we look for the next class and book and course and fall program, which is amazing. You guys should join the fall program at some point. But it's not enough. Because the issue is not that we're missing something. We're trying to fix a problem that never existed.
Right.
When we were babies, we knew, and we forgot. And who told us this stuff? Go ahead, next slide. Parents, siblings, friends, coaches, teachers. Who told you that you weren't enough? And why on earth did you believe them? And maybe they didn't even say it. Maybe they just forgot something. And you said, well, they don't love me. You associated the meanings. You did. Stop. You don't have to. You were the one who decided because your mother did this thing, she didn't love you. Because your father said that thing, he didn't love you. Because your siblings told you you were ugly and terrible, they didn't love you. They may have said those things or done things or hurt you. You were the one who believed it, and you were wrong. I was wrong. It's the one time, aren't you so grateful to be wrong? Because being right doesn't always feel good, does it? And lying to yourself for years doesn't always feel good. So just have this awareness right now. It was a choice. I made a choice to believe a lie. Who at one point believed in Santa Claus in here? We all believe lies sometimes. And then we go, so is it a lie or isn't it a lie? What does your mom say? What did your sister say? Right? We're trying to gather the evidence to support, hopefully, that Santa is real, because we still want presents, right? But we believed it. And now we're still believing these lies, but we are creating them. Next slide, please. Okay, every word you say is a blueprint. What your mind, body, and psyche want to make a reality. So you're creating your reality through your words and through self-speak. And the good news is if you're creating it, you get to change it. At any moment, you get to shift. If there's anything in your life that you're not 100% happy with, you're in control. It's within you. You don't need to seek another thing or another fix. It's all within. So you guys don't have to come anymore. Just kidding. We come to hang out, not to fix ourselves. Your mind is also trying to help you, and I want to make this really clear to you, because if there is anything in your life that you want that is not present for you today, money, a relationship, health, whatever it is, there is a subconscious part of you that your mind is telling to stay where it is. There is a part of you that doesn't actually want it, and that part of you is winning. That part of you is trying to help you. It's not there to hurt you, and we think it's annoying, like lack of willpower, right? We're like, okay, why can't I just avoid that plate of cookies? I said this earlier, and then literally in the hall, all it is cookies. So I am a manifesting queen. You are welcome. So you say to yourself, I'm not going to eat that tray of cookies. I ate two. I'm not going to eat that tray of cookies. And then you eat it, and then you keep eating it till it's gone. That's me, at least. I didn't eat all of them. I saved some for you. So it's not that you have lack of willpower. In fact, your will is clear. Your will has told your mind, get those cookies inside. Because those cookies will bring me joy, happiness, and fulfillment. You have convinced your mind that that cookie is powerful and you need it. And what is interesting is all you have to do is, if you actually don't want the cookie, is shift your mind. But if you just don't want the cookie because you think it will make you not look a certain way, you could just shift your mind about your looks. I used to be overweight. I was 40 pounds overweight, in fact. And I did every single diet, and they don't work. So stop making yourself crazy. Start shifting your internal voice. Because now I eat cookies, and I'm still slim. It's not about the food. It's not about what exercise you're doing. What are you feeding yourself? What words are you feeding yourself? Yeah. Yes. It's everything. It is everything. Because if you start associating that you're feeling great by exercising and taking care of yourself, your body will naturally follow. Your body is a slave to your mind. It does what the mind thinks it wants. You have to tell the mind what you want. That's all. You're like, well, that's not a big deal. No, it's a life's work. Next slide. So what are your dreams and goals? What are you not experiencing in your life today that you would just love to have? Think about it for a moment. We're close to resolution time, so I'm sure many of those are by the wayside already. What do you actually want? What would be fulfilling to your heart, to your mind, to your soul? Right? For me, I love connection. I'm a connection junkie. It's why I come to church. It's why community is important to me. You know, the things we think we want that feel like they will fill, like I mentioned, they won't fill. You're going to fill yourself with so much self-love that you feel like you need nothing. You need nothing else to be happy, to be complete, to be whole. Because if you don't feel that today, it's just the words that you've told yourself, that somehow there's an inadequacy, that somehow something's not right. It's not true. You're perfect. You are still that baby, just a really big baby now. But you still want the same things as those babies did. A hug when you're sad. Someone to feed you when you're hungry. Your mom to make you matcha tea when you want a matcha tea. Okay, babies don't drink matcha tea. But I like it. Babies hate tea. So just think about that. Like what would you have wanted your child self that would have made you feel so good? A walk in the park, a friend to be there and sit on a rock with you and think. It doesn't take much. So all that seeking outside to fill and shop and eat and drink and be merry, does it work? If it did, the marketers would not actually need to market to us because we would just naturally go there. It's not our natural state. They have to convince us. Next slide, please. Your subconscious mind automatically obeys your heartfelt words. It's another Unity teaching Reverend Joanne sent me, and it fit perfectly with what I was saying. Your heartfelt words will drive you. Your mind is doing what it thinks you want it to do. If something's not right, just change the words and change your mind. And it's not easy to change thoughts because those happen in and out. But maybe start with changing the actual physical words you're saying, because in order to speak and create sounds, we have to actually want to do that. Whereas thinking can come in and go and loop and this and that. But when you're speaking, use conscious words. And if you don't like what you said, say, actually, that didn't come out quite right, and change it. And switch it. Next slide, please. I just love this picture. I call this the shameful banana. That's what it's labeled in my computer. I use it all the time. I look at this picture all the time. No, so this is who we are, this pure, beautiful banana. We're all bananas deep down. And that ugly banana, that bruised one with all the mold and the damage that's what we see. But that damage isn't actually there. Nothing is wrong with you. Next slide, please. So we'll talk a little bit about affirmations, and then I want to do an affirmative meditation today. So affirmations, your mind often, my mind, for example, when I would say affirmations, because I would look at myself when I had acne and I was overweight and I felt like crap, and I would look at myself and say, you are the most beautiful woman in the mirror or in the world, and I would go, liar, not. Ugly, big cystic acne on your cheek, like that was what came back. Your subconscious fights affirmations. So I actually don't like affirmations because I don't think they work. But what I do know is there are a couple affirmations that the mind cannot fight you on. And one is that I am enough. Because I am enough, you know deep down that you are enough. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. If you had no worth, you would not be here. There would be no point. Some of us say, well, sometimes I have trouble finding the point. The point is that you're enough. What's the point? It doesn't matter. I am enough. The other thing that I find is that if I say the words I choose, it helps me believe the affirmation. I choose to see my beauty. That works for me a lot better than I am beautiful and going like, right? I choose to focus on my greatness. I choose to feel, I like the word feel as well. I choose to feel powerful. I choose to feel loved. I choose to feel lovable. I choose to know that I am strong. I can do whatever I want, and I can get through anything. I'm alive. I've lived a long time. Some of you are like, not that long. And I've survived. Nothing has taken me out yet. I have not self-destructed, right? What could I not take on? Everything. We've all had struggles. We've all come out. And not just survived, but a lot of us have thrived. So I like that. I choose. Last slide, please. So these are what I like to call, I don't call them, they're called neural pathways, and this is kind of a physical demonstration of it. But your brain creates grooves, and these grooves are your habituated thought processes. Like, I want to make more money, I wish I wasn't in debt, this is hard, everything sucks, people hate me, everyone's out to get me, life is not a picnic like I thought it would be, I have a big nose, like whatever, right? I don't know where that came from. I don't have a big nose. I'm not sure. Thank you. My nose is just right for my face. I did say in the earlier service, I used to really, really want to be Kate Middleton, but I realized I could never be Kate Middleton as good as she is, because she's got such Kate Middleton hair, and she has such Kate Middleton clothes, and I can just be me. But I can do a really good job of being Erin Donovan. And Kate Middleton would suck at that. She would not be able to handle it. So these are our thought processes, right? These are our thought processes that get us habituated in our actions. Now, what we spend years and years in therapy on and sobbing and crying and trying to find the next massage therapist who will work it out, is our junk. And I think that that is the wrong focus. You don't need to fix all the problems because remember, they weren't there in the first place. Focus instead on building new, stronger pathways. What if your pathway of I am enough and I love myself were so strong that it was like Niagara Falls? All of the tributaries of other thoughts got dragged into it, and the life force of your thoughts, like water, just went down that stream. There would be no stopping it. But when we dilute our energy trying this new thing and that new thing, and let's try this, and let's do that, and let's fix this, and here we're taking a step back, focus your energy. I am enough. I love myself. If you could work on that, then you could really love yourself, and then you could love your neighbor. Because until then, we're in a little bit of a quandary. Okay, so let's talk about our spiritual practice. It's not that one. That's an old one. Here we go. Next one. One more. We're going to get there. It's something about words. It's meditation. Apparently you're supposed to meditate this week. So our spiritual practice, here we go. Spend the week being very careful with the words you say to yourself. Take 5 minutes each day and use I choose. And then do it. Do it every time you're in the car for the rest of your life. Instead of going into the junk of what's not right, I choose, I choose, I choose, I choose. And choosing is a very strong place. That's a very spiritually strong place. Choice is amazing. It's freedom. Okay, so let's get into our meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes. Settle in. Take a nice deep breath. Let your energy smooth down. Let your breath be smoothly in and smoothly out, not forcing, pushing, allowing. Getting into this state of consciousness, a state of heart-centeredness. Feel your heart. Settle in, become present, be alert, but be soft. Feel your greatness, your innate divinity, your God-given right, your perfection. Connect with that perfection. I am enough. I am enough. This breath is enough. This life is enough. I choose to feel loved. I choose to love myself deeply. I choose to love myself. I choose to feel lovable. I choose to feel my strength and my bravery. I choose to feel my connection to Source. I choose my divinity in this moment. I choose to tell myself the words I wish my mother would say. I am beautiful. I am perfect. I am loved. I am important. I am here for you. I will be with you always. I protect you. I always have your best interest at heart. I'm glad you're my friend. I choose to tell myself the words I wish I heard my father say. I am enough. I'm always here. I love you. I want you. You're safe. You're beautiful. You're protected. You can do anything you want. You're powerful and smart. I'm strong. I choose to tell myself the words I wish I had heard my siblings or friends say. I love you. I want to spend time with you. I am connected to you. You are a part of me. I am always here for you. I think you're bright. I think you're wonderful. I choose to feel my strength. I choose to let that strength enter into my actions. And I choose to feel within my cells, heart, and depth of my soul that I matter. I choose to feel my worth. And I choose to know that my worth comes from who I am and not what I do. I love myself. I am enough. I choose. I am. Feel the words penetrating your soul. Feel the emotions surging through your body. Feel the heat down your spine. Feel the tingles on your skin. Feel the new pathways created. Let them strengthen, empowering you to be you, the real, true you. I am enough. You are enough. I am. Breathe in. Breathe out. Awaken and enliven. Breathe in and out. And so it is. Feel yourself returning to presence of the room, returning to truth, and then open your eyes, perhaps for the first time, and see you are enough. Amen. Thank you.